Should you buy now or buy later? If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting to jump into the real estate market, the big question on your mind is this the right time to buy? Should you get into the market now or wait until next year? Well, of course, that's a question only you can really answer, but I'm going to help because knowing the numbers and what's happening with the market and where it's trending are necessary to make an informed decision. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what happened with the Durham region real estate market in September 2024. I'll give you some real numbers and insights and also talk about what this all means for you as a would-be buyer, seller, or a homeowner in the Durham region, which will all help you make the best decisions for you and your family. My name is Vilija Truelove. I'm a local Durham region real estate agent, and I'd love to hear from you. If you're moving to or within the Durham region, you can set up an appointment, which you can do through my calendar link in the description below, or just send me a text or an email and we can get the process started. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. So we saw 672 sales in September. This is a further decrease from the 709 sales that we saw in August. Number of sales peaked in April at 948, and we've been on a downward trend since then. So even though we started seeing the Bank of Canada start to reduce its policy rate in June, this hasn't made buyers want to all of a sudden rush out and buy a house, even though there were many people that thought that this was all it was going to take. We're well into the fall market, but we actually saw this trend last year as well. We had higher sales numbers in July and August, and then sales decreased steadily until December. We saw them start to come back up again in January and February. Now new listings, they increased to 1,964 from the 1,605 in August. This is a normal trend. Many sellers try to avoid August to list if they can. So now because of this increase in new listings combined with less sales, active listings, which is the total number of available listings on the MLS at the end of the month, went up to 2,395 from the 2,201 we were at in August. Increase in new listings, decreased sales means more inventory. Now prices. The average price in the Durham region for all home types in September was $894,499. August was $907,997. So we've decreased by $13,458. This is the big picture number. Every home type and area will be slightly different. Detached homes went down by just over 16,000, while semi-detached homes actually went up slightly, almost 8,000. Condo townhomes also went up an average of almost 26,000. Comparing prices to a year ago, we're down from the 907,359, which we saw in September 2023, so a decrease of almost $13,000 from where we were sitting a year ago. That's again for all home types in the Durham region. When you look at specific areas in Durham, this is again for all home types. Pickering saw an increase of almost 15,000. Ajax, a decrease of almost 31,000. Whitby saw an increase of almost 20,000. Oshawa pretty much stayed the same, a decrease of less than $1,000. And Clarington, an increase of almost 21,000. So we're seeing small price increases in some areas, small decreases in others. Overall, we're down, but not dramatic amounts. Considering the decrease in sales, prices are still holding pretty steady, at least for now. The sale to list price ratio continues to hold at 100%. So most houses are still getting their asking price or close to it. Average listing days on market actually decreased slightly from 23 to 22. Property days on market is what we see when we combine all of the recent listings for a property into one stat. So if a property has been listed more than once, this number takes that into account. Property days on market remained at 37, which is what we also saw in August. Months of inventory increased to 3.6 from 3.1. Lower months of inventory is a seller's market. In between is a balanced market. Higher is a buyer's market. Most would consider a balanced market to be between 4 and 6 months of inventory. Some now say that maybe balance starts at around 3 months. This number has been slowly but steadily increasing as well. Now, some will claim that we're in a full-on buyer's market right now, but we're really not yet. I would say we're more in the balanced zone. When the market was crazy and we were seeing 1 or 2 months of inventory, that was a ridiculously strong seller's market. And I think a lot of people have convinced themselves that if we're not seeing numbers like that, that we're automatically in a buyer's market. But seeing houses sell in a few days with 15 offers isn't the only way to be in a seller's market. If you're out there actively looking in many price points and areas, I'd say it's going to feel more balanced. Sales to new listings ratio is another number we look at, which divides the number of sales by the number of new listings. We were at 44.2% for August, and we went down further to 34.2% for September. Typically around 50% is considered a balanced market. Going lower is a buyer's market, higher is a seller's market. So this number puts us in a balanced, probably closer to a buyer's market. So what do you do with all of this? Is this the time to be buying? I've had people reach out to me saying they've been told the market's going to pick back up next year, so they want to buy now. I've had others asking me if prices are going to continue to go down, and if so, until when. I wish I could say with certainty what's going to happen, but the reality is no one knows for sure. I've yet to meet someone that was able to accurately predict when we've hit the bottom of these valleys and are headed back up. Through the ups and downs of the year, we are almost to the dollar sitting price rise where we were in January of this year. We're about $325 less on average. I don't think we're going to end off the year too far off from where we started it. If we look at what happened last year, the market was very slow and prices down through the end of 2023. And then come mid-January, all the buyers decided to come back out. We saw multiple offers, houses that had been sitting for months and couldn't get an offer, all of a sudden were selling. This could happen again this year, especially with further interest rate drops expected. But again, no one knows for sure. So if you're looking to make a quick buck by flipping, this probably isn't the right time. If you're looking for the long term though, whether as an investment or for your family to live in, it's definitely a lot easier to buy right now. We have more inventory, interest rates are slowly coming down, prices are holding or slowly coming down as well. If you're ready in other ways, your finances are in order, you're ready to stop renting, or you're bursting at the seams of your current house, then this could be a good time. No market's right for everyone to buy, but it needs to make sense for you before you even consider what's happening with the market. The Durham real estate market has continued to be a good long-term investment. If you ask someone that purchased 5 or 10 years ago, they're unlikely to regret their decision. And of course, you have to pay to live somewhere. So many people would prefer to own their own home if they're able to. The reality is the sky isn't falling right now. I talk to many people that are surprised that we aren't seeing more bank sales or sellers that are completely desperate to get rid of their houses. This, of course, could change, but right now, it's not the majority of sellers. Some of my buyers are surprised to see that homes are, in some cases, still getting multiple offers and $150,000 over the asking price. There are many times this strategy isn't working, and many sellers are choosing to list where they feel the value lies. But we're still seeing multiple offers on the right homes in the right price points. Buyers are still out there, and I don't think you need to be scared to jump in if all of your other ducks are in a row. Look at your situation. If it makes sense and you're ready and wanting to buy, then start by looking at the numbers, see what your budget will get you, and whether that's a home you could love. That's something we can discuss at a buyer consultation as well. And you don't need to go crazy overpaying for a home. There's more options out there, and it could work out really well for you in the long term. If you need to sell, you need to price according to your neighborhood in today's market. Of the houses that sell and aren't taken off the market, we're still seeing them sell in a few weeks on average for close to the asking price. So if a house is sitting for months and months, it's likely overpriced, at least in most cases. This also isn't the time to cut corners. Professionally stage the home so it looks its absolute best. Photos and video and online and traditional marketing all need to be utilized. Just putting a sign on the lawn and taking crappy cell phone pictures isn't going to get it done anymore. And of course, if you need to sell to be able to buy, remember that you're buying and selling within the same market. So things do tend to even out that way. If you'd like to talk through your situation to see if it makes sense for you to make a move right now, or you just have a question, reach out and we can set up a time to talk. I'm always here to help. Thanks so much for watching.